What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much for tuning in to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. A final few notes that I wanted to go ahead and make mention of for Hogwarts Legacy are concerning the PlayStation 4 Xbox One release and possibly the Switch release for the game. These are things that have not necessarily come up in the entire conversation, although they're having a lot of advancements. We've got to see more gameplay. We've got to see performance mode on console. We're looking forward to how the content pieces are going to drop, especially the PlayStation having some exclusivity for a while, which is not necessarily, in my opinion, something that I'm a big fan of, but a lot of people have said it's not really a big concern for them, but I'm playing on PC nonetheless because not happy with PlayStation right now with the way they're actually behaving with the acquisition of Microsoft and a few things. And it's not like I care for Microsoft. It's just I know that Sony loves exclusivities and they don't want to, pretty much get an exclusive handed to Microsoft that makes them a lot of money even more than their exclusives. It's kind of like playing unfair, but I understand business and war. Anyways, I want to hear your thoughts as to what it is that you think will come about when it comes to the release of Hogwarts Legacy on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, especially for those of you who are looking forward to playing the game on those platforms. Do you think it's something that's going to happen? Do you think it's something that perhaps maybe the, PlayStation 4 consoles and the Xbox One consoles may not be able to take on the game and give you the experience that you want, and they may go ahead and cancel it, or maybe they might go ahead and delay it even further because right now it seems to be taking a lot of their time to be able to get this game promoted and out. I know many of you may or may not know, even the footage that we got to see from, folk within the community is still work in progress footage. So that's something you have to take into consideration as well when you're actually dealing with these issues and talking about these, these matters. And so that's one thing that I kind of, I'm just questioning in a sense because the sales of this game already on the current gen of consoles seems like it's going to be strong. I mean, if you look at, say, the PlayStation Store right now, the game is just on fire. If you look at the Xbox Store, the pre-orders are insane. I don't know if you can look at the metrics for Xbox, but for PlayStation, you can see the number one best-selling pre-orders. And then if you look on Steam on PC, you can already tell that this game is going to be a phenomenal selling game overall. I wonder if with the sales, it's going to somehow affect the decision if they cannot drop the console version at all, or if they're gonna maybe say, you know what, since we already have the sales and we already have the promise, why not just go ahead and maybe take some time to move the production of the game on the past generation consoles. I also understand the aspect from some of you in the community that say the past generations of consoles need to be dead already. I get it, but here's the thing. Hogwarts Legacy was in development, or at least in its prototyping phase, when we didn't have the past generation of consoles, and they wanted to make the game big. They wanted to make the game, ambitious, and those consoles were the consoles available. Somewhere mid-development, they probably went ahead and saw, this game seems like it's going to be able to carry our ambitions on these new platforms, so I'm sure they pivoted their development to them. And then when it came down to time to scaling, those old consoles were probably not in the place that they would love for them to be. I mean, think about it. This game, don't forget, has a 30 FPS fidelity mode and a 60 FPS performance mode on the new consoles. Those old consoles, they're not cutting it anymore, and so you can already tell. But I don't want to write them off because they were probably the original platform that this game was going to run on. So that is one thing of note that I wanted to make in regard to this conversation. The second thing is potential expansions and DLCs. Now, how is this going to work? Because if you guys remember, when you actually pivot off of that entire PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch versions of the game, you also have to take into consideration that if they decide to expand this particular game by any means or any measure, those consoles are going to be taking them that weight and that load to be able to get the DLCs and stuff in place. I mean, if you kind of want to consider how all this is going to work, maybe you want to think about, say, what Cyberpunk 2077 had to go through. Not saying this is going to be Cyberpunk 2077, just give me a minute, let me get to the point. I know somebody's going to jump and, say, no, it's not Cyberpunk. Well, Cyberpunk 2077 did not unleash any more DLC for the PlayStation 4 platform and Xbox. I think it was the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I can't remember. But that is probably, in my opinion, a guess telling me that, it appears that this particular, game was not capable of running any more content on that platform because the PlayStation 4 is, for the most part, outdated. Even a PS5 and an Xbox Series X and S are outdated in terms of modern computing standards, but in terms of what a console can do, they are sufficient to be able to run a lot of games. So when you even consider that, I wonder if the PlayStation 4 version and Xbox One version are going to hinder the release of a DLC and possibly move the developers into production of a sequel or a different game that's going to just leverage the current platforms, that are available to us in terms of the new generation. So these are questions that are necessary to ask. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section, and it'll be interesting for us to have the conversation and see where it is the developers are going to go. And I can understand focusing on exactly what's going to be coming of the game right now, but it is what it is. So thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.